I want to thank our intrepid poets for hanging in there with us. We were supposed to have forklift poetry at 8:30, and there's been all kinds of complications, and so I apologize for that. Also, we have the bios for the poets downstairs on the wall, so please visit those bios. I usually like to not introduce the poets because I think the words should speak for themselves. So anyway, thank you, Elizabeth. And now we have Greg Bim, who did successfully read on the forklift poetry 2 years ago. So thank you, Greg.
And what a moment that was on that forklift. In fact, this entire evening, I've only thought about existence in terms of forklifts and what it means to be on a forklift. So I actually encourage everyone to walk around and dream of forklifts. This piece is actually, it had nothing to do with forklifts when I composed it. It had to do with a lot of human validation on the internet and what does it mean to be human on the internet. So when you are on the internet and when you encounter such spaces that require you to confirm your existence as a human as opposed to a robot, what are the circumstances and what are the factors that go into that confirmation? One of the major ways that people confirm themselves on the internet as a human being is by the way of the CAPTCHA. And you've all done a CAPTCHA in your life, I'm sure. This is what it looks like. You can all see it here. If you haven't done it, look up CAPTCHA. It involves a lot of typing accurately, which I'm not actually very good at doing. But what you end up doing is you type a lot of nonsensical character strings together, usually in pairs, and then the algorithm of the website allows you to see the future content if you typed correctly. So I'm just going to go through a few of the ones that I actually had to type out, and these are all 100% accurate. Shu El Sornden, 18 N Britem. I like you, Palme Local, N Diclum and 8SY 3982 4ZC SKG AP9 DVS 2 53C 32 9QK 3E 4NM B4Z various sorry complete unsis from EMP SCS VPETT G2ENCJU was Divivit Acres Your Shoot CEE GFX UYSRFR Who Tiv Oo Port Twill 624L68P A37E5S7 ZC5LP HGV RLHTHP 25FJY2AY TS Creech U F8HN B4D PPINIFI Derby Time CRGYPES was Kavost Uporthku Thomas Debray Nash GANIZEIEN Vamsel Die 458.28 Tlytha Mate Penalties Wick Ease Pop 904 Volt Dubje 337 UILDIIV UGQMVSR 8LAWJDTR. The rest has been redacted for the sake of time and audience engagement. I have one other piece. This also has to do with the idea of being validated on the internet. We all know of the idea of spam. Who here has dealt with spam in some capacity? Yeah. I hear some yeahs. Typical of the spam victim is the yeah in response. You know, you're like on the computer and you're like, oh, there was another spam. Yeah, and you hit delete or you hit archive or you hit bypass or you go masturbate or something. One of my favorite spam artists, who I can't confirm the existence of, is Shaku Shaku. It exists on the website domain known as www.local.com, and Shaku Shaku writes reviews. I don't know the procedure that is used to write the review of the Shaku Shaku, but my anticipation of future reviews is based on what has been written before, and I think that it is a translation of Japanese or Korean from certain cyberpunk novels or novellas or short stories, but features a lot of keywords that have to do with brand names that Shaku Shaku is trying to promote. In the case of the piece I'm going to read, it is the North Face coats. Who here owns a North Face brand item? 1 person, 2 person, 3 person, 4. North Face, Shaku Shaku has contributed to your lifestyle in some way online. This is for a review of the automotive dealer Volkswagen of downtown Los Angeles. And I kid you not, I did not write any of this. This was pulled from Shaku Shaku's profile on local.com. Crashed. Issued several windows on the first floor, broken voice, and immediately after a sound, Shihula, someone to the house down, something like Stoddard, face a chain shouted, all the lights turned on, fast on the second floor, to push the refrigerator, Texas, Ted, and 3 punks, before the 2 men heard no time to ask what the press wall light switch immediately let go and then ran to the upstairs, the 3 punks, somewhat taken aback, only to run back and reflect on slow, then just went to the stairs in front of a beat. I would see North Face coats, muzzle of a turn, align them, Shin, sister for mercy, the 3 punks alarmed, run, Shao, you Shin, shouted, again and again, pulled the trigger, a few, mutation, hot pursuit, behind them, Ants was shot, 3 people react, scratching and scrambling to climb the stairs, bang, bang. The door, finally not bare, came tumbling down like black, the variation ants as the stream of water poured into the room. These guys obviously directed at food. 1, the North Face coats, the kitchen, the dining room. The others, shares, went straight to the second floor. Go to the second floor, all the door closed, Susan shouted. Who do not know those mutated ants will not climb the wall. Looks like they will, variation before, but now, I gotta pause, grammar guys. The variation before, this is an English translation, probably used on Google Translator by people in Korea or Japan or China. Variation before, but now the volume increased so much they continue to get rid of the role of gravity. Yes, there is a question mark there. Gravity, bang, bang, bang. Room, constantly gunfire, smoke filled the air, filled with thick ants, corpse at the bottom of the stairs, the short time, the fear of not more than 100 variations of ants killed, comma, and the final phrase of this piece, my favorite, the air, in addition to the smoke flavor, as well as the sun, S-O-N, smell. Thank you, Shaku Shaku, for writing this piece via a program on the internet somewhere in the nether regions of the digital space. Thank you to Forklift. I hope you guys imagine the forklift when you're walking around Equinox. Thank you to Equinox, and thank you to Anne Sweet.
Thank you. Thank you, poets. Thank you, audience. Thank you for your patience tonight. Thank you for bearing with us and hanging in there. Thank you, Stacy Rosevier, for letting us use your hallway and your door space.
Nice choices.
Thank you, Greg, Vim, Elizabeth Myhr, and Richard Lemmert.